Of course, no final decision yet from Secretary Clinton whether she's going to make another White House run. In the meantime, she has joined the Clinton Foundation, of course, at the Clinton Global Initiative, which brings philanthropists and CEOs together with nonprofits to make concrete commitments aimed at some of the world's toughest problems. Almost 10 years in, they have leveraged billions of dollars in assistance in more than 180 countries, and we talked to President Clinton about that, too.
The most important thing is it turns out people want to come to a meeting where they know they have to make a commitment. And they're willing to make commitments and try to keep it. They want to have an impact. They don't want to just sit around and talk anymore. I think what we have to do and what we're doing better is to help people keep those commitments. We have all these full-time workers that help people develop their commitments for the coming year and that help them to keep them.
So what's the percentage like on people following through?
It's quite good. We get detailed progress reports now on more than 60% of the commitments, and something less on another significant percentage. It's getting better. We've also gotten better at getting multi-party commitments. Like, for example, the first big thing we announced here was built on something I saw at Sandy when we had the relief. And Chelsea said to me one day, said that we ought to just volunteer, we ought to go out. So I said, how many people do you think we can raise? And she said, 1,008 hours. And she did, 1,040. And I said, when are we going? She said, next Sunday. I said, Chelsea, do you know how hard it is to keep 1,000 people busy for 8 hours? She said, we got it covered. So I go out there, and sure enough, they had it covered because Team Rubicon, you know, the veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan, these young people who are great at deploying.
They spent days down there.
They spent longer than they'd ever spent any place else.
One of the biggest commitments here at CGI this year, a big project, $1.5 billion to help fund women entrepreneurs all across the world. And Secretary Clinton also announced her big project to kind of track how women are doing around the world. Is that the project you're most excited about this time around?
Yes, because it, coming out of this CGI, and because it has so many implications for other things. In the poor countries of the world, if we could get all the girls in school and all the young women in the labor markets, it would do more than anything else to lift them out of poverty. One of the great big tests we're all looking at in the rich countries is Japan. What about Prime Minister Abe, this great aggressive economic program? Reminds me of us in 1992. Is it going to work? And the answer is maybe, but Japan's getting older, they have a very low birth rate, and they don't take immigrants yet. They're not comfortable with that. The answer is it will work, in my opinion. It will work, and it'll work for about 20 years, time for them to get used to they're going to have to take immigrants, if they get women in the workforce in the same percentage men are. So here's one of the wealthiest countries on earth, and all these poor countries, and all the ones in between. Look at America. What would it do for the American economy if the 25% pay gap that still persists, actually 23 cents on the dollar, between women and men doing the same kind of work, what would it do for us if we could eliminate it? It'd be good for the economy.